All right, y'all, spring is over. The heyday of the year. Anything goes. We're so optimistic, planting everything. It's done. And now we're moving on to summer. Ever just look at like your seed collection and think, wow, I have so many seeds. This is amazing. You know, if the world was to start to end tomorrow, I've got this. I've got all the seeds that I need. Yeah. And then you go on rareseeds.com, in my case, Baker Creek, and then you see more amazing seeds, and then you end up putting the seeds in your cart and checking out. And then going, oh my gosh, how did this get to my house? Wow. I have like 10 new seed packs. Oh, just me? Oh, okay, yeah. So I have a problem with buying too many seeds. I don't need them, I really don't. I have so many seeds, but it's what makes me happy, and you should follow what makes you happy. Yeah, I just love them, and that's what we're going to talk about today is my seed haul that I got from Baker Creek. It is important to start planting a new crop, plan ahead, and then I'm also going to share with you a few plans for the future. I got this Martino's Roma tomato. I wanted to get some new Roma varieties because this year it's really important to me to make homemade sauce, starting to can. So I'm really focusing on Roma varieties this year. I've been growing San Marzanos since March 1st, and I've been harvesting about like a pound or two a week, which has been great, especially since I only have about 6 San Marzano plants right now. The San Marzano tomatoes are definitely, you know, your chef's choice kind of tomato for sauces, but it's not a really big producer, I'm starting to find. So that's why I got the Martino's Roma tomato to see if that one would produce any more or actually have a better flavor than the San Marzano, which has been great so far. This is another variety of Roma tomato. It's looking like it's kind of like a cherry variety, so a smaller Roma, which is really interesting. That I'm hoping would mean that they grow and produce more, and that's the goal. I'm really interested to see how this one works out. All of my new Roma tomato plants are gonna go in my new bed that we just made. It's the cattle panel wall bed. I'm also going to put some stuff like running through the middle of it, but if you haven't seen that video, I'll link it up here. I'm planting all of my tomatillos in my grow box because the tomatillos are super vulnerable to pests, at least in my experience, and I feel like if they're in this grow box, I can control like moving them and just control the environment a little bit more, hopefully. Cucumbers, oh my goodness. For me, some years with cucumbers, it's like you either win or you lose. Either I will have like cucumbers coming out my ears and just pounds of them every day to harvest, or the plant just like never really takes off and it just dies because of pests. This year, that's kind of the case. I was only able to harvest a few cucumbers. My market more kind of hung in there, but my ones from Israel, the variety that I got from Baker Creek, did not. These are the China Jade cucumbers. I'm sure that they're probably not very resistant to the pests that we have here, but I'm hoping because of the time that I'm planting them, hopefully they'll start to reach maturity when the height of the pest, which is June and July, have started to die off. We'll see. I'm planting the China Jade cucumbers under my new cattle panel trellis, so hopefully we'll be welcomed with a bunch of cucumbers. I know I'm a little late on the game for Swiss chard because May is technically like the best time of the year, but I got some 5-color Swiss chard. I'm gonna plant it right here. In spring, for some reason, I wasn't able to grow Swiss chard. I don't know why. Maybe my seeds were old. Good excuse to buy some new Swiss chard seeds. I love seeing that colorful Swiss chard, but more than just like the way that it looks. Swiss chard is so good for you. It has so many amazing health benefits. It's really actually scientifically proven to make you happier because of all of the great nutritional value packed into it. It's a superfood, so I'm hoping to get a lot of Swiss chard. You can literally just chop it up and throw it into anything that you're making. It doesn't have like a really a strong flavor like kale would, which is a superfood, so that's why I really love the Swiss chard. I'm growing this Tankuro soybeans. They just looked really interesting, and I want to see, you know, how they turn out. I'm gonna grow them in this bed right here. I think that it should be enough to get the amount of soybeans that I'm hoping to get. So yeah, that's one of the ones that I'm growing too. I'll be attempting to grow these Black Beauty tomatoes over one of my cattle panel trellises. I have been seeing these all over like online and people posting them, and they look so beautiful and so delicious, which is what's super important. I have read that they're a good producer. I don't like growing beefsteaks that take a really long time and don't produce a lot, so I'm hoping that this produces a lot. My mom is growing these black strawberry tomatoes. Can't be outdone by my mom. Well, I can, because she's outdone me many times in the garden, but that's why I'm going to try to grow these, because they're just so beautiful and they look like they taste really good. And I've seen, again, so many people posting these. I feel like it would just be such a colorful thing to add to like salads and things like that. This has been like my bean bed. I was growing burgundy beans and like your traditional green bush beans in here, and for some reason they all just kind of like started to die off all of a sudden. So I've yanked them out, and I'm going to plant my Henderson bush lima beans in this bed. It gets a lot of really good full sun here, so I'm hoping I can get a lot of lima beans. Lima beans freeze really, really well, and my son loves eating them. And anytime you can find a vegetable that your child likes to eat, that's, you know, something you got to stick with. So I'm growing a bunch of lima beans in here. We're back at the big bed. Baker Creek kindly gave me some free seeds. They do that for everybody if you spend over, I think, $30 or $35, which is another reason why I love Baker Creek. So I got these Uzbek golden carrots, and I'm gonna plant them in rows in my big bed with the tomatoes going up. And then I'm also gonna plant some onions and things like that in there too. So behind me, I have the remnants of a chip drop from a project. And what I plan to do there is to make it kind of like a mound and put more soil on top, and then make that a pumpkin patch. I want to have a pumpkin patch for our house so that we can just, you know, pick our pumpkins where we live. I feel like it would be a really cool experience. Have the family over, have a little like fall harvest party. So I'm already starting to plan that. I'm gonna plant the seeds in mid-July, because that way they can be, the pumpkins can be ready to harvest come October, hopefully come Halloween. I do plan on making a video on how to make a pumpkin patch from seed, so that will of course come out in October. But if you don't want to miss it, definitely be sure to hit that subscribe button, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and thank you so much for watching. Until next time.